we're going to read aloud chapter 17. So can everybody find chapter 17 in the book? I'm on page 72. Eyes on me. Look at me if you're ready. You ready, buddy? You ready? Alright, I'm going to read it to you guys, so just make sure you pay attention if you're going to ask us questions while we read it. Chapter 17 is called Augustus Gloop Goes Up the Pipe. So what do you think this chapter is going to be about? You think it has to do with him and chocolate and what else?
Oh, he's going to go down inside and then do it till they come in chapter.
Okay, he thinks there's a slide involved. What do you think?
And it goes down and then drown.
Oh no, I hope not.
Then the dump they cover it in chocolate.
What do you think?
And so, he tries to eat the chocolate.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Alright, don't tell anything else, and then we'll see if you guys are right, okay? Alright, everybody follow along right here. When Mr. Wonka turned around and saw what Augustus Gloop was doing, he cried out, "Oh no! Please, Augustus, please! I beg of you not to do that. My chocolate must be untouched by human hands." "Augustus," called out Mrs. Gloop, "didn't you hear what the man said? Come away from that river at once." "This stuff is terrific," said Augustus, taking not the slightest notice of his mother or Mr. Wonka. "Oh boy, I need a bucket to drink it properly." "Augustus," cried Mr. Wonka, popping up and down and waggling his stick in the air, "you must come away. You're dirtying my chocolate." "Augustus," cried Mrs. Gloop. "Augustus," cried Mr. Gloop. But Augustus was deaf to everything except the call of his enormous stomach. He was now lying full length on the ground with his head far out over the river, lapping up the chocolate like a dog. So we know that he's drinking the chocolate right now, which he shouldn't be. Not yet. "Augustus," shouted Mr. Gloop, "you'll be giving Mrs. Gloop, thank you. You'll be giving that nasty cold of yours to about 1,000,000 people all over the country. Be careful, Augustus," shouted Mr. Gloop. "You're leaning too far out." Mr. Gloop was absolutely right. Suddenly, there was a shriek, and then a splash, and into the river went Augustus Gloop, and in 1 second, he disappeared under the ground. "Save him!" screamed Mrs. Gloop, going white in the face and waving her umbrella about. "He'll drown! He can't swim a yard! Save him! Save him!" "Good heavens, woman," said Mr. Gloop. "I'm not diving in there. I've got my best suit on." Augustus Gloop's face came up again to its surface, and his brow with chocolate. "Help! Help! Help!" he yelled. "Push me out!" "Don't just stand there," Mrs. Gloop screamed at Mr. Gloop. "Do something." "I am doing something," said Mr. Gloop, who was now taking off his jacket and getting ready to dive into the chocolate. But while he was doing this, the wretched boy was being sucked closer and closer toward the mouth of one of the great pipes that was dangling down into the river. Then all at once, the powerful suction took hold of him completely, and he was pulled under the surface and into the mouth of the pipe. So what's happening?
He's not one that's the pipe of the chocolate.
He's getting sucked up into the pipe. Don't tell us yet, so that's what's going on. The crowd on the riverbank waited breathlessly to see where he would come out. "There he goes!" somebody shouted, pointing upwards. And sure enough, because the pipe was made of glass, Augustus Gloop could be clearly seen shooting up head first like a torpedo. "Now, yeah, don't tell us." "Help! Murder! Police!" screamed Mr. Gloop. "Augustus, come back at once! Where are you going?" "It's a wonder to me," said Mr. Gloop, "how that pipe is big enough for him to go through." "It isn't big enough," said Charlie. Oh dear, look, he's slowing down. So he is, said Grandpa Joe. He's going to stick, said Charlie. I think he is, said Grandpa Joe. By golly, he has stuck. It's his stomach that's done it, said Mr. Blue. He's blocked the whole pipe, said Grandpa Joe. Smash the pipe, yelled Mrs. Bloop, still waving her umbrella. Augustus, come out of there at once. The watchers below could see the chocolate swishing around the boy in the pipe, and they could see it building up behind him a solid mass, pushing against the blockage. The pressure was terrific. Something had to give. Something did give, and that something was Augustus. Up he shot like a bullet in the barrel of a gun. He disappeared, yelled Mrs. Bloop. Where does that pipe go? Quick, call the fire brigade. Calm down, said Mrs. Wonka. Keep calm, my dear lady, just calm. There is no danger whatsoever. Augustus has gone on a little journey, that's all. A most interesting little journey. But he'll come out of it just fine. You wait and see. How can he possibly come out just fine, snapped Mrs. Bloop. They'll be made into marshmallows in 5 seconds. Impossible, cried Mr. Wonka. Unthinkable. Inconceivable. Absurd. He could never be made into marshmallows. And why not, may I ask? Shouted Mrs. Bloop. Because that pipe doesn't go to the marshmallow room, Mr. Wonka answered. It doesn't go anywhere near it. That pipe, the one Augustus went up, happens to lead directly to the room where I make a most delicious kind of strawberry-flavored, chocolate-coated fudge. Then he'll be made into strawberry-flavored, chocolate-coated fudge, screamed Mrs. Bloop. My poor Augustus, they'll be selling him by the pound all over the country by tomorrow morning. Quite right, said Mr. Bloop. I know I'm right, said Mrs. Bloop. It's beyond a joke, said Mr. Bloop. Mr. Wonka doesn't seem to think so, cried Mrs. Bloop. Just look at him. He's laughing his head off. How dare you laugh like that when my boy's just gone up the pipe? You monster, she shrieked, pointing her umbrella at Mr. Wonka as though she were going to run him through. You think this is a joke to you? You think that sucking my boy up into your fudge room like this is one big colossal joke? He'll be perfectly safe, said Mr. Wonka, giggling slightly. He'll be chocolate fudge, screamed Mrs. Bloop. Never, cried Mr. Wonka. Of course he will, shrieked Mrs. Bloop. I wouldn't allow it, cried Mr. Wonka. And why not? Screamed Mrs. Bloop. Because that taste would be terrible, said Mr. Wonka. Just imagine it. Augustus-flavored chocolate-coated Bloop. No one would buy it. They most certainly would, cried Mr. Bloop indignantly. I don't want to think about it, shrieked Mrs. Bloop. Nor do I, said Mr. Wonka. And I do promise you, madam, that your darling boy is perfectly safe. If he's perfectly safe, then where is he? Snapped Mrs. Bloop. Lead me to him this instant. Mr. Wonka turned around and clicked his fingers sharply 3 times. Immediately, Oompa Loompa appeared, as if from nowhere, and stood beside him. The Oompa Loompa bowed and smiled, showing beautiful white teeth. His skin was rosy white, his long hair was golden brown, and the top of his head came just above the height of Mr. Wonka's knee. He wore the usual deer skin slung over his shoulder. Now listen to me, said Mr. Wonka, looking down at the tiny man. I want you to take Mr. and Mrs. Bloop up to the fudge room and help them find their son Augustus, who's just gone up the pipe. Okay, so stopping there.
Don't go with that little guy.
Yep, the little guy just at the height of Willy Wonka's knee. So who can tell me what happened to Augustus Bloop? What happened? He went in the chocolate pipe. And why did he go up the chocolate pipe? And how did he get into the water? So how did he get into the chocolate river? What was he doing? What was his behavior?
He was trying to drink it. He was not listening.
He wasn't listening. So he started drinking it, and he wasn't listening.
And then
So
he came up in the pipe section.
yep, he got sucked up. And why did that make his mom so upset?
Because he didn't listen.
Anybody else want to add something? Raise your hand.
Um,
You can add anything. What do you think?
I watched it.
Why was his mom upset?
Oh, because he might get stuck up the pipe.
Yeah, she was afraid he was gonna get stuck.
He said that she was gonna turn into rusty marshmallows.
Yeah, she thought he might go to the marshmallow room and get sold all over the country like a marshmallow, right? So what do you think will happen next? He told his Oompa Loompas to take them to the fudge room to go find Augustus. So what do you think's gonna happen now? What do you think? They're gonna head to the fudge room. We're still on page 77.
You saw that movie, Miss Ross? Are we gonna see that when
We might, I don't know.
Where do you think it might be all the tactics that he makes for that?
You think maybe he's in the fudge room eating chocolate?
Yeah. Or
That's
all
a
those
good
strawberries
guess.
with chocolate.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna keep reading. I know.
He'll get
You
fatter
can help us at
and
the
fatter and
end.
fatter. I saw the movie in 3rd grade.
You did?
No, you didn't. We didn't saw that movie.
Alright,
Did you?
everybody, we're on page 77. The Oompa Loompa took one look at Mrs. Bloop and exploded into peals of laughter. Oh, do be quiet, said Mr. Wonka. Control yourself. Pull yourself together. Mrs. Bloop doesn't think it's at all funny. You can say that again, said Mrs. Bloop. Go straight to the fudge room, Mr. Wonka said to the Oompa Loompa, and when you get there, take a long stick and start poking around inside the big chocolate mixing barrel. I'm almost certain you'll find him there.
They're gonna poke him.
But you better look sharp. You'll have to hurry. If you leave him in the chocolate mixing barrel too long, he's liable to get poured out into the fudge boiler. And that would really be a disaster, wouldn't it? My fudge would become quite uneatable. Mrs. Bloop let out a shriek of fury. I'm joking, said Mr. Wonka, giggling madly behind his beard. I didn't mean it. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. Goodbye, Mrs. Bloop and Mr. Bloop. Goodbye, goodbye. I'll see you later. As Mr. and Mrs. Bloop and their tiny escort hurried away, the 5 Oompa Loompas on the far side of the river suddenly began hopping and dancing about and beating wildly upon a number of small drums. Augustus Bloop, Augustus Bloop, Augustus Bloop, Augustus Bloop. Grandpa, cried Charlie, listen to them, Grandpa. What are they doing? Shh, whispered Grandpa Joe. I think they're going to sing us a song. Augustus Bloop, Augustus Bloop, that great big greedy nincompoop. How long could we allow this beast to gorge and guzzle, feed and feast on everything he wanted to? Great Scott, it simply wouldn't do. However long this pig might live, will positively never give even the smallest bit of fun or happiness to anyone. So what we do in cases such as this, we use the gentle touch, and carefully we take the brat and turn him into something that will with great pleasure to us all. A doll, for instance, or a ball, or marbles, or a rocking horse. But this revolting boy, of course, was so unutterably vile, so greedy, foul, and infantile. He left a most disgusting taste inside our mouths, and so in haste we choose a thing that come what may, we take the nasty taste away. Come on, we cried, the time is right to send him shooting up the pipe. He has to go, it has to be, and very soon he's going to see. Inside the room to which he's gone, some funny things are going on. But don't, dear children, be alarmed. Augustus Bloop will not be harmed. Although, of course, we must admit, he will be altered quite a bit. He'll be quite changed from what he's been when he goes through the fudge machine. Uh-oh. Slowly the wheels go round and round, the cogs begin to grind and pound. 100 knives to slice, slice, slice. We add some sugar, cream, and spice. We boil him for a minute more until we're absolutely sure. And all the greed and all the gall is boiled away for once and all. And then out he comes, and now by grace a miracle has taken place. This boy who only just before was loathed by men from shore to shore. This greedy brute, this low's ear, is loved by people everywhere. For who could hate or bear a grudge against a luscious bit of fudge? So what did we learn from that song? What happened to Augustus Blue?
He turned into a pig.
They called him a pig, but they said,
He burned up for 1 more minute.
who could hate or bear a grudge against a luscious bit of fudge? What happened?
Never
I think sounds like he might have turned into fudge.
But they left him for instead of his
then
bed,
Mom was
because
gonna
they
cry.
left him for 1 more minute.
Yeah, it's all about burning him. I told you they
And
love
1,000
singing.
minutes left.
Dear God, Mr. Wonka. Aren't they delightful? Aren't they charming? But you mustn't believe a word they said. It's all nonsense, every bit of it. Are the Oompa Loompas really joking, Grandpa? Asked Charlie. Of course they're joking, answered Grandpa Joe. They must be. At least, I hope they're joking, don't you?
If they're not joking, that means Augustus Blue is gonna be
Yeah.
like spicy.
So we hope he's joking. So what lesson do you think the author is trying to teach us from this experience that Augustus Gloop just went through? What do you think?
Never drink that chocolate forever. It's like by a pipe.
Okay. What do you think? You forget? What do you think?
He doesn't listen to it.
Right. So his character trait we talked about was that he doesn't listen. So you think the author might be trying to tell us that if you don't listen, there's consequences?
Yeah.
What was Augustus's consequence? Yep. So he didn't listen, and his consequence was that he got sucked up and maybe turned into fudge. Not sure. So do you wanna open your books? Answer this question for chapter 17.
Look at my little Augustus Blue.
So find a clean page and write chapter 17.
I wrote it already.
Okay.
Because it goes up and
So we said, what lesson is the author teaching us? So right there, you're going to answer the lesson. Like, what lesson did the author teach us? 17.
like what?
We talked about how Augustus didn't listen. He was drinking when he wasn't supposed to be.
Never go near a river.
I know how they altered out.
Who can tell everyone at the table what the lesson was that the author taught us? So listen, is everybody listening? What are we going to write down? The lesson is that if you don't listen, you're going to have consequences, just like Augustus did. So that's what you're going to write down. And if you need help spelling, alright, so we'll use yours as an example. Chapter 17. What's the author's name? Doll is teaching readers this up and you guys can look at it. If you don't listen, what happens? And what does consequences mean?
It's when you get, it's when you do something like karma. Karma.
And then we're going to say an example from the chapter we just read. So what was the example of Augustus Gloop not listening and the consequence that it had? Augustus Gloop didn't listen and drank from, didn't listen and fell into the chocolate river. And what was the consequence of not listening? He didn't get chopped up. What was in the river? He got set up into a plate.
And he got put up into a Mom said that he was gonna turn into a roast
So everybody make sure you write that down.
What is this? It has an octopus and has
Let her sit there. So if you ever have to give somebody advice about listening, you can say, I read a book about a boy who didn't listen, and it didn't turn out so good for him. So we know that we better listen, or there's going to be consequences. So do you think Augustus Gloop was a good character or a bad?
bad character.
You think of listening whenever you're ready to fight it.
And then he doesn't listen, which means he doesn't respect his parents. And he's greedy, that's why he didn't